restaurant's private dining room. Every face at the table turned toward her, but she barely noticed. Her eyes were locked on her husband Derek, who stood at the head of the table with his arm wrapped around a woman Simone had never seen before. "Everyone," Derek said with a smile that made Simone's stomach twist, "I'd like you to officially meet my wife, Candace." The word hung in the air like poison. "Wife." Simone's throat closed. She tried to speak, but no sound came out. Derek's Aunt Patricia frowned in confusion, glancing between Simone and Candace. His cousin Michael shifted uncomfortably. Aunt Candace, a tall woman with perfectly styled blonde hair, smiled at the gathered family with practiced grace. "Wait," Patricia said slowly, "I thought Simone was your wife." Derek's expression didn't change. "That's complicated, Aunt Pat. Simone and I have been separated for a while now. Candace and I got married 6 months ago in the Bahamas. Small ceremony, just us. I wanted to wait for the right time to introduce her to everyone." Simone finally found her voice. "Separated?" The word came out strangled. "Derek, what are you talking about? I live with you. I saw you this morning. You kissed me goodbye." The table went silent. Even the ambient music from the restaurant seemed to fade. Derek's jaw tightened, the first crack in his calm facade. Candace's smile wavered. "Simone," Derek said carefully, "I think you should leave. You're causing a scene." "I'm causing a scene?" Simone's voice rose. She looked around the table at Derek's extended family, people she'd shared holidays with for 5 years. "We're married. Legally married. I have the certificate at home. We've been together for 7 years, married for 5. Michael pulled out his phone, typing rapidly. His eyes widened. "Derek, man, this is online. Your marriage license to Simone. It's public record. Filed 5 years ago." Candace's face paled. She turned to Derek. "You said the divorce was finalized." "It is," Derek insisted, but sweat beaded on his forehead. "This is a misunderstanding." "Is it?" Simone felt something crack inside her, something that had been holding her together for years. She stepped forward, glass crunching under her shoes. "Show them your phone, Derek. Show them the text you sent me this afternoon about what you wanted for dinner tonight. Show them the mortgage documents for our house that you signed last month." Patricia stood up. "Derek, what is going on?" "She's delusional," Derek said quickly. "Simone and I broke up over a year ago. She's been stalking me, showing up at my work, sending me messages. I didn't want to embarrass her by getting a restraining order, but clearly I should have." The lie was so smooth, so practiced that for a moment Simone wondered if she was the crazy one. But then she saw it, just for a second. Derek's eyes met Candace's with a look of panic, and Simone understood. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't confusion. This was planned. "You're lying," Simone whispered. "You're both lying." "Security," Derek called out, and 2 men in suits appeared at the doorway. "Please escort this woman out. She's not supposed to be here." "Don't touch me," Simone said, backing away. She looked at Patricia, at Michael, at all of Derek's family members who were staring at her with a mixture of pity and discomfort. "I can prove it. I can prove everything." "I'm sure you can fabricate whatever documents you want," Derek said coldly. "But we're trying to have a family dinner. Please leave." The security guards moved closer. Simone felt tears burning behind her eyes, but she refused to cry. Not here. Not in front of them. She grabbed her purse from her chair and walked toward the door, her head high even as her heart shattered. As she passed Candace, the other woman leaned in slightly. "He never loved you," Candace whispered, just loud enough for Simone to hear. "He told me you were just convenient until something better came along." Simone stopped. She turned and looked Candace directly in the eyes. "We'll see about that." Then she walked out, past the security guards, through the elegant restaurant, and into the cool evening air. She made it to her car before the tears came. She sat in the driver's seat, shaking, trying to understand what had just happened. Her phone buzzed. A text from Derek. "Don't come home tonight. Your things will be packed by tomorrow. This is over." Simone stared at the message. Over. Just like that. After 7 years together, 5 years of marriage, he was ending it with a text message. No, not ending it. He'd already ended it. 6 months ago, apparently, when he married someone else. She should call someone. Her friend Renee. Her coworker Angela. Someone who could help her make sense of this nightmare. But as she scrolled through her contacts, she realized she didn't know who to call. Derek had slowly, systematically isolated her from most of her friends over the past 2 years. Always with good reasons. They were too dramatic. Too negative. They didn't understand their relationship. She'd let him. She believed him when he said they only needed each other. Another text came through, this one from an unknown number. Miss Simone Carter? This is Harrison and Associates law firm. We've been trying to reach you regarding an urgent matter concerning your biological parents. Please call us at your earliest convenience. Simone stared at the message. Biological parents? She'd been in foster care since she was 5, after her adoptive parents died in a car accident. She had no memory of her biological parents, had always assumed they'd abandoned her or were dead. The timing was surreal. Her life was falling apart, and now this? She was about to delete the message when another text from Derek came through. And don't even think about taking me to court. You signed a prenup. You'll get nothing. Something cold settled in Simone's chest. A prenup she'd signed when she was 23, naive and completely in love. A document Derek's lawyer had assured her was just a formality. She looked back at the message from the law firm. What did she have to lose? She hit the call button. A professional voice answered on the second ring. Harrison and Associates. How may I direct your call? This is Simone Carter, she said, surprised by how steady her voice sounded. Someone from your office contacted me about my biological parents. One moment, please. The hold music was classical, soothing. Simone leaned back in her seat, watching couples walk by on the sidewalk, laughing and holding hands. Had she and Derek ever been like that? Or had she just convinced herself they were? Miss Carter? A man's voice came on the line. This is James Harrison. Thank you for calling back. I realize our message must have been quite shocking. Is there somewhere private we could meet to discuss this matter? It's rather sensitive and involves a substantial inheritance. Inheritance? Simone repeated numbly. Yes. Miss Carter, your biological father has been searching for you for quite some time. And there's quite a lot we need to discuss. Simone didn't go home that night. She couldn't bear the thought of walking into the house she'd shared with Derek, knowing he'd been planning this betrayal while kissing her goodbye each morning. Instead, she checked into a budget hotel near the airport and lay awake staring at the ceiling until dawn. At 6 in the morning, she was sitting in a coffee shop with her laptop, creating a new email account Derek didn't know about. Then she started digging. It wasn't hard to find. Derek had been careless, or maybe he just didn't think she was smart enough to look. His social media was full of pictures with Candace going back 8 months. Candace wearing a diamond ring. Derek and Candace at the beach. Derek and Candace cutting a wedding cake under a palm tree. The captions made Simone's stomach turn. My forever person. 6 months married to my soulmate. Life is perfect with you. The comments were worse. Derek's friends, some of whom Simone had considered her friends too, all congratulating them. Not a single person mentioned Simone. It was like she'd been erased. She clicked through to Candace's profile. The woman was a real estate agent, successful by the looks of it. Designer clothes, luxury car, expensive vacations. And in every recent photo, there was Derek, playing the role of devoted husband. Simone's hands shook as she typed Derek's name into the county clerk's marriage license database. Her marriage certificate came up first, dated 5 years ago. But when she expanded the search, another document appeared. Derek Michael Patterson married Candace Lynn Morrison. 6 months ago. In the Bahamas. Bigamy. The word echoed in Simone's mind. Derek had committed bigamy. She kept searching. Bank accounts she didn't know existed. Credit cards opened in her name that she'd never applied for. A second mortgage on their house that she'd never signed. Every discovery felt like another knife between her ribs. Derek hadn't just betrayed her emotionally. He'd been systematically stealing from her, destroying her credit, building a life with Candace using money and resources that belonged to both of them. Her phone rang. Renee. Simone hesitated, then answered. Girl, where are you? Renee's voice was frantic. I just saw the photos from last night. What happened? Simone's throat tightened. You saw. Candace posted them. She tagged Derek's whole family. There are pictures of you leaving, and she captioned it, when your husband's unstable ex crashes family dinner. Simone, everyone's talking about it. Of course they were. Humiliation burned through Simone's chest. It's not what it looks like. I didn't think so. You want to tell me what's really going on? Simone did. She told Renee everything, and hearing it out loud made it feel more real and more horrifying. That's illegal, Renee said when Simone finished. That's fraud and bigamy. You need to call the police. I need proof first. Real proof, not just what I can find online. What about that lawyer who called you? About your biological parents? Simone had almost forgotten. She glanced at the business card she'd written the number on. I'm supposed to meet him today at 10. Go to that meeting, Renee said firmly. And then we're getting you a lawyer of your own. Derek isn't going to get away with this. The law offices of Harrison and Associates occupied the top 3 floors of one of the most expensive buildings downtown. Simone felt underdressed in her jeans and blazer as she rode the elevator up, watching the city shrink below her. James Harrison was a distinguished man in his 60s with silver hair and kind eyes. He greeted Simone personally and led her to a conference room with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the skyline. Miss Carter, thank you for coming. I know this must be overwhelming. You could say that. Simone sat down, gripping her purse. Your message said something about my biological parents? Yes. Harrison opened a thick folder. What do you know about your birth? Nothing really. I was in foster care from age 5 after my adoptive parents died. Before that, I have vague memories but nothing concrete. I always assumed my biological parents either died or gave me up. Your mother did die, Harrison said gently. She passed away giving birth to you. But your father is very much alive. And he's been searching for you for 27 years. Simone's heart pounded. Why? Why wait this long? Because he didn't know you existed until you were 5 years old. And by then you'd been placed with adoptive parents. Your mother never told him she was pregnant. She died before she could. Harrison slid a photograph across the table. It showed a powerful-looking man in his 70s, standing in front of a massive corporate building. Your father is Theodore Blackwell. The name meant nothing to Simone for a moment. Then it clicked. Theodore Blackwell? As in Blackwell Global Enterprises. The same. Your father is one of the wealthiest men in the country, Ms. Carter. And you are his only child. Simone stared at the photograph. This is a joke. This has to be a joke. It's not. Harrison pulled out another document. We have DNA confirmation. Your mother was Elizabeth Chin, a brilliant architect who worked on several Blackwell projects. They had a brief relationship. She died in childbirth, and the hospital listed no father on your birth certificate per her previous wishes. She told friends she wanted to raise you alone. Then how did he find me? Your adoptive parents named you Simone Elizabeth Carter. Years later, when your father was going through Elizabeth's belongings, he found a journal. She'd written about her pregnancy about you. She planned to tell him after you were born. Theodore has been searching ever since. Simone couldn't process this. Yesterday, her husband had introduced his other wife to his family. Today she was being told she was the daughter of a billionaire. Why now? Why contact me now? Harrison's expression grew somber. Because Theodore is dying. He has maybe 6 months left. And before he goes, he wants to meet you. He wants to leave everything to you. His entire estate, his company, everything. I don't understand. Why didn't he reach out before? I spent years in foster care. I struggled. I worked 3 jobs to put myself through community college. He tried. When you were placed with the Carters, Theodore's lawyers approached them. They refused to let him contact you. They wanted to protect you from what they saw as a wealthy man trying to claim a child for inheritance purposes. By the time Theodore convinced a judge to grant him visitation rights, the Carters had died in that accident. You were back in the system, and the courts decided it was too traumatic to introduce a stranger claiming to be your father. They sealed the records. So he just gave up? No. He hired investigators to watch over you from a distance. He made sure you were safe, that your foster families were good people. He paid for scholarships you thought were merit-based. He made sure you had opportunities. But he respected the court's decision not to disrupt your life. Simone's mind reeled. The scholarship that got me through college. That was him. Yes. And now he wants to meet you. He wants to give you everything that should have been yours from the beginning. Harrison paused. He also knows about your husband. Simone's blood ran cold. What? Theodore has had investigators monitoring your life to ensure your safety. They reported Derek's activities. The bigamy. The fraud. Everything. Harrison slid another folder across the table. Your father wanted you to have this information. And he wanted me to tell you that, if you want it, he can provide you with the best legal team in the country to fight back. Simone opened the folder. Inside were detailed reports of Derek's affair, bank statements showing thousands of dollars transferred to accounts in Candace's name, credit applications filed using Simone's information, and photographs of Derek and Candace looking at houses, signing papers, living a whole life that Simone knew nothing about. The evidence was damning. And it was gift-wrapped. Why would he do this for me? Simone whispered. He doesn't even know me. Because you're his daughter. Because he spent 27 years regretting that he couldn't be there for you. And because he wants to make sure that for whatever time he has left, and whatever time you have after he's gone, you never have to struggle again. Simone looked at the photograph of Theodore Blackwell again. This stranger who was her father. This man who'd watched her from afar, trying to help without being able to truly be present. Then she looked at the folder of evidence against Derek. Against the man who'd made her feel worthless while stealing her identity and her future. When can I meet him? Simone asked. Harrison smiled. He's waiting in the next room. He's been there since you arrived. He didn't want to overwhelm you, but he's been hoping you'd say yes. The door to the adjacent conference room opened and Theodore Blackwell walked through. He was taller than Simone expected, with silver hair and eyes the same warm brown as hers. When he saw her, his face transformed. Years of burden seemed to lift from his shoulders. Simone, he said softly, you look just like your mother. Simone stood on shaking legs. This was her father. Her actual, biological father. A man she'd never known existed until yesterday, yet somehow, looking at him felt like finding a missing piece of herself. I don't know what to say, she admitted. You don't have to say anything. Theodore moved closer but kept a respectful distance. I know this is overwhelming. I know I'm a stranger to you. But I want you to know that not a day has passed in 27 years that I haven't thought about you. Not a single day. His voice cracked slightly and Simone saw tears in his eyes. This powerful CEO, this billionaire, was crying over her. Mr. Harrison showed me the files, Simone said. About Derek. I'm sorry. I wish my investigators had discovered it sooner. I wish I could have protected you from that pain. You've been watching over me? All these years. Theodore nodded. From a distance. Making sure you were safe. It killed me not to be able to be there for you properly, but I respected the court's decision. I thought it was what was best for you. Now, I'm not so sure. Simone thought about all those years. The scholarship that came out of nowhere. The foster family that suddenly had extra resources when she needed school supplies. The mysterious benefactor who paid for her emergency appendectomy when she was 19 and uninsured. That was all you? I couldn't be your father in person, so I tried to be one in every other way I could. Something in Simone's chest loosened. She'd spent so long feeling abandoned, feeling like no one in the world truly cared if she lived or died. And all this time, someone had been watching, caring, trying to help. Why tell me now? Theodore's expression grew somber. He gestured to the chairs and they both sat down. Harrison quietly left the room, giving them privacy. I'm dying, Theodore said bluntly. Pancreatic cancer. Stage 4. The doctors say I have maybe 6 months, possibly less. I've spent my entire life building an empire, and I realized I have no one to leave it to. No one except you. You never married? Never had other children? I married once, briefly, years ago. It didn't work out. She wanted the lifestyle but not the person. After that, I threw myself into work. And I never forgot Elizabeth. Your mother was the only woman I ever truly loved. He pulled out a worn photograph from his wallet. This is her. Simone took it with trembling hands. The woman in the photo was beautiful, with long dark hair and a bright smile. She was standing in front of a building model, clearly in her element. She was an architect? One of the best. Brilliant, creative, stubborn as hell. We worked together on a project in Chicago. I fell in love with her the first day I met her. She took longer to come around. Theodore smiled at the memory. She was independent. She didn't want to be seen as someone who needed a man, especially a wealthy one. She wanted to build her career on her own merit. She sounds amazing. She was. And she would have been an incredible mother. Theodore's voice grew thick. She wrote about you in her journal. About how excited she was to meet you. She picked out names, made plans. She was going to tell me after you were born. She wanted to introduce us when she was ready. But she died. And I lost both of you in one moment. Except I didn't know you existed until 5 years later when I finally found her journal. By then you'd already been placed with the Carters. Simone set the photograph down gently. I don't remember much about my adoptive parents. Mostly just feelings. They were kind. They loved me. But then they were gone and I was alone again. I know. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I'm sorry the system kept us apart. I'm sorry for all of it. They sat in silence for a moment. Outside the windows, the city hummed with life. People going about their days, unaware that Simone's entire world had shifted on its axis. Mr. Harrison said you want to leave me everything, Simone said finally. I do. Blackwell Global Enterprises. My personal fortune. Properties around the world. All of it. You're my daughter. It should be yours. I don't know anything about running a company. I work as an administrative assistant. I barely finished community college. You're brilliant. I've read your school records. Your work evaluations. You're capable of so much more than you've been allowed to show. And you won't be alone. I have an entire executive team who can help you learn. But more than that, I want to spend whatever time I have left getting to know you. Teaching you about the company. Telling you about your mother. Being your father, even if it's only for a few months. Simone felt tears welling up. I don't know if I can do this. Yes, you can. You're Elizabeth's daughter. You're my daughter. You can do anything. Theodore reached across the table, his hand hovering near hers, asking permission. Simone took it and his grip was warm and strong. And you don't have to do it alone anymore. What about Derek? The evidence in that folder? That's entirely up to you. I can provide you with the best legal team in the country. They can make sure Derek and his accomplice face consequences for what they've done. But only if that's what you want. I won't push you into anything. Simone thought about Derek's face last night. The cold dismissal. The way he'd made her feel crazy in front of his family. The text messages telling her to stay away from her own home. I want them to pay, she said quietly. I want everyone to know the truth. Theodore nodded. Then they will. I'll set up a meeting with our legal team for tomorrow. They'll help you gather everything you need. Tomorrow? That fast? Simone, when you have the resources I do, things can move very quickly. Especially when those resources are motivated by protecting my daughter. His expression hardened slightly. Derek Patterson has no idea what's about to hit him. Despite everything, Simone felt a small smile tug at her lips. What happens now? Now we go to my house. Your house if you want it. I have guest rooms prepared. We have dinner. We talk. And tomorrow we start building the life you should have always had. Just like that. Just like that. Unless you need time. I understand if this is too much, too fast. Simone thought about the hotel room she'd slept in last night. The house she'd shared with Derek that she couldn't bring herself to return to. The life she thought she had that had crumbled in a single evening. No, she said. I don't need time. I've wasted enough time already. Theodore stood and Simone did too. He opened his arms hesitantly and after a moment, Simone stepped into them. He hugged her tightly, and she felt something she hadn't felt in 22 years, since before the Carters died. She felt safe. Theodore's house was not a house. It was an estate. The car drove through iron gates and up a winding driveway lined with perfectly manicured hedges. The mansion at the end looked like something from a movie, all stone and glass and elegant architecture. Your mother designed this, Theodore said as they pulled up. It was one of her last projects before she died. I had it built exactly to her specifications. I've lived here for 20 years, hoping that someday you might see it. Simone stared at the building. Her mother had created this. It's beautiful. Wait until you see the inside. The interior was just as stunning. High ceilings, natural light flooding through massive windows, and an open floor plan that felt both grand and somehow intimate. Every detail was thoughtful, elegant without being cold. A woman in her 50s appeared in the foyer. Mr. Blackwell. And this must be Simone. She smiled warmly. I'm Margaret. I manage the house. It's wonderful to finally meet you. Finally? Your father has been talking about this day for years, Margaret said. We all have. Welcome home. Home. The word echoed strangely in Simone's ears. She'd never really had a home, not since she was 5 years old. Just places she stayed until she had to leave. Margaret, could you show Simone to the guest suite we prepared? I'll have dinner ready in an hour. Of course. This way, Simone. Simone followed Margaret up a sweeping staircase to the second floor. The guest suite was bigger than the entire apartment she'd shared with Derek. A massive bed, a sitting area, a bathroom with a tub that could fit 3 people, and a walk-in closet that was currently empty. We took the liberty of bringing some clothes in your size, Margaret said, gesturing to several shopping bags on the bed. Nothing fancy, just some comfortable things for now. Your father thought you might not want to go back to your old place right away. He was right. Simone touched one of the bags. Inside were jeans, sweaters, a few dresses. All high quality but understated. Your father has been preparing for this for a long time, Margaret said gently. He never gave up hope. And now you're here. I still can't believe it's real. It's real. And you deserve every bit of it. Margaret moved toward the door. Freshen up if you'd like. Dinner will be in the main dining room. Down the stairs, through the living room, you can't miss it. After Margaret left, Simone sat on the edge of the bed and pulled out her phone. 17 missed calls from Derek. 12 text messages, each more aggressive than the last. Where are you? You need to come get your things. You can't just disappear. I'm serious, Simone. Come home now. Fine. Be that way. But don't come crying to me when you have nowhere to go. She blocked his number. Then she called Renee. Hey, I've been worried. Where are you? You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Try me. So Simone explained. Everything. The lawyer, Theodore, the estate, the inheritance. By the time she finished, Renee was silent. Renee? Girl. Are you telling me you're a secret billionaire heiress? Apparently. And your daddy's been watching over you this whole time? Yeah. And he's got lawyers ready to destroy Derek? That's the plan. Renee let out a long breath. Okay. This is insane. But also, this is the best thing I've ever heard. Derek is going to lose his mind. Good. What happens next? Tomorrow I meet with the legal team. We build a case. And then we take Derek down. I want updates. All of them. And Simone? I'm happy for you. You deserve this. All of it. After hanging up, Simone stood and walked to the window. The view overlooked a massive garden, and beyond that, the city skyline in the distance. Somewhere out there, Derek was probably panicking about where she was. Somewhere out there, Candace was probably congratulating herself on winning. Neither of them knew what was coming. Simone showered, changed into one of the new outfits, a simple cashmere sweater and designer jeans, and made her way down to dinner. Theodore was waiting in the dining room, which was surprisingly cozy despite its size. The table was set for two, with candles and what looked like a home-cooked meal. I hope you don't mind, Theodore said. I asked Margaret to make your favorite. Or at least what my investigators reported as your favorite. Chicken parmesan with garlic bread. Simone's eyes widened. It was her favorite. You really have been watching. I wanted to know everything. What you liked, what made you happy, what your dreams were. It was the only way I could feel connected to you. They sat down and for a while they just ate in comfortable silence. Then Theodore started talking. He told her about Elizabeth, about their relationship, about the projects they'd worked on together. He told her about his company, about the buildings they'd constructed around the world, about the legacy he'd built. Blackwell Global isn't just about making money, Theodore explained. Your mother believed that architecture should serve people, should make their lives better. Every building we construct, we think about the humans who will use it. That's her influence. That's her legacy. And you want me to continue that? I want you to make it your own. Maybe you'll take the company in a completely different direction. Maybe you'll sell it and do something else with the resources. It's your choice. But I want you to have choices, Simone. I want you to have everything. I don't know if I'm ready for this. You will be. And you'll have help. My executive team is loyal and competent. They'll guide you. And I'll teach you everything I can in the time I have left. Simone set down her fork. How long? Really? The doctors say 3 to 6 months. I'm declining faster than they expected. Some days are harder than others. Today is a good day. He smiled. The best day I've had in years, actually. Because I'm here. Because you're here. Because I finally get to tell you everything I've wanted to say for 27 years. Tell me, Simone said. Tell me everything. So he did. Theodore talked for hours about Elizabeth, about Simone's early years that he'd missed, about the investigations and the helplessness he'd felt watching from afar. He talked about his regrets and his hopes. And slowly, Simone felt something shift inside her. She wasn't alone anymore. She had a father. She had a family. And she had power, real power, to change her life. When they finally said goodnight, Theodore hugged her again. Thank you for giving me a chance. For letting me be your father, even if it's only for a little while. Thank you for never giving up on me, Simone replied. That night, lying in the most comfortable bed she'd ever slept in, Simone thought about everything that had happened in the past 48 hours. Her entire life had imploded and then rebuilt itself into something she never could have imagined. Tomorrow she would meet the lawyers. Tomorrow she would start planning Derek's downfall. Tomorrow she would begin learning how to be an heiress, a CEO, a Blackwell. But tonight, for the first time in a long time, Simone felt something she'd almost forgotten. Oh. The next morning, Simone woke to sunlight streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows and momentarily forgot where she was. Then it all came flooding back. The estate. Theodore. The inheritance. Derek's betrayal. She checked her phone. More messages from Derek, These from a different number since she'd blocked his first one. She blocked that one too, then got dressed in another outfit from the shopping bags, navy slacks and a cream silk blouse that felt impossibly expensive against her skin. Margaret knocked on her door at 8. "Good morning. Your father is in his office when you're ready. Breakfast is waiting." The office was a massive room lined with bookshelves and windows overlooking the garden. Theodore sat behind an enormous desk, working on a laptop, but he looked up and smiled when Simone entered. "How did you sleep?" "Better than I have in months. Maybe years." "Good. Come sit. We have a lot to discuss before the lawyers arrive." Simone sat in one of the leather chairs facing his desk. A breakfast spread was laid out on a side table. Fresh fruit, pastries, eggs, coffee. She helped herself to coffee and a croissant. "I've been thinking," Theodore said, "about what happens next. Not just with Derek but with everything. I want to make sure you're prepared." "Prepared for what?" "For the company. For the media attention when this becomes public. For people who will try to take advantage of you. For family members who will crawl out of the woodwork claiming they deserve a piece of what you've inherited." Simone set down her coffee. "I didn't even think about that. Most people don't. But it's important. You're about to become one of the wealthiest women in the country. People will treat you differently. Some will resent you. Others will try to manipulate you. You need to be ready." "How do I prepare for that?" "By being smart. By trusting the right people. By never forgetting who you are and where you came from." Theodore pulled out a folder. "I've prepared something. A trust fund that's been growing since you were born. It's separate from the main estate and it's yours immediately. 27 years of compound interest on an initial investment of $10 million. Simone nearly choked on her croissant. "How much?" "Currently? About $75 million. It's yours. Today. Right now. Regardless of what happens with the company or the rest of the estate. $75 million. The number was so large it didn't feel real. "I don't know what to say." "Don't say anything. Just promise me you'll use it wisely. Invest in yourself. Build the life you want. And never let anyone make you feel small again. Like Derek did." "Exactly. Which brings us to this morning's meeting. The legal team will be here at 10. They're going to ask you a lot of questions, some of them difficult. They need to understand the full scope of Derek's actions to build the strongest case possible. I can handle it." "I know you can. But I also want you to know that I'll be there. You don't have to do this alone." At 10 o'clock sharp, 3 lawyers arrived. James Harrison, whom Simone had already met, plus 2 others. Catherine Mills, a sharp-eyed woman in her 40s who specialized in fraud cases, and Robert Chin, a criminal attorney with a reputation for being ruthless. They sat around the conference table in Theodore's office, and Catherine opened her laptop. "Miss Carter, we need to walk through everything Derek has done. Start from the beginning. When did you meet him?" Simone took a breath. 7 years ago. I was working as a waitress while going to community college. Derek came in with some coworkers. He was charming, attentive. He kept coming back and eventually he asked me out. And the relationship progressed quickly? Yes. Within 6 months he'd convinced me to move in with him. He said it would save money. A year after that he proposed. Did anything seem unusual during this time? Simone thought back. He was always very interested in my finances. He wanted to know about my credit score, my student loans, whether I had any savings. At the time, I thought he was just being practical, planning for our future together. Robert made notes. When did you get married? 5 years ago. Small ceremony, just us and a few friends. Derek said his family couldn't make it. Looking back, I realize I never actually met most of his family until last night. And after the marriage, did he have access to your financial information? Yes. We opened joint accounts. He handled all the bills because I was working 2 jobs and going to school. He said it was easier if he managed everything. Catherine leaned forward. Did you sign any documents during this time that you didn't fully understand? The prenup. His lawyer said it was standard, that it just protected assets we each brought into the marriage. I didn't have anything, so I signed it. I trusted Derek. Do you have a copy of that prenup? It should be in our files at home. But I can't go back there. We'll handle that, James said. We can get a court order to retrieve your personal documents. What about credit cards or loans? Catherine asked. Simone pulled out her phone and opened her email. I started getting notifications a few months ago about accounts I didn't recognize. Maxed out credit cards. A personal loan. I asked Derek about it and he said it must be identity theft. He said he'd handle it. He was stealing your identity, Robert said flatly. using your information to fund his lifestyle with Candace. I found evidence of that yesterday. Bank transfers, mortgage documents, credit applications, all using my name and social security number. Catherine's expression was grim. That's federal fraud, identity theft, financial abuse. Combined with the bigamy, Derek is looking at serious prison time. What about Candace? Simone asked. She had to know. She called me his unstable ex in front of his family. She knew he was still married to me. If we can prove she knew, she's complicit in the fraud. She could face charges too. Robert pulled up something on his tablet. I looked into her background. She has a history of relationships with married men. This isn't her first time being the other woman. But it might be her last, Catherine said. If we can connect her to the fraud, if we can show she benefited from stolen money and resources, she'll face consequences. Theodore, who'd been quiet until now, spoke up. What's the timeline for this? How long until we can file charges? We need a few days to gather everything. Financial records, witness statements, documentation of the bigamy. But we can start the process immediately. James looked at Simone. Are you sure this is what you want? Once we file, there's no going back. This will be public. Messy. Derek will fight back. Simone thought about Derek's face as he introduced Candace as his wife. The casual cruelty. The way he'd gaslit her in front of his family, making her look unstable and delusional. I'm sure. I want everyone to know the truth. I want them both to face consequences. Then we'll get started. Catherine will handle the fraud and financial abuse angle. Robert will work on the criminal charges for bigamy and identity theft. I'll coordinate everything and handle the civil suit for damages. What about me? Simone asked. What do I do? You document everything. Every text message, email, phone call. Every interaction with Derek or Candace. Everything goes into our evidence file. Catherine handed her a business card. And you forward all financial documents to this email address. Bank statements, credit reports, anything showing fraudulent activity. I can do that. Good. We'll be in touch within 48 hours with next steps. The lawyers stood to leave, but Catherine paused. Miss Carter, I've been practicing law for 20 years. I've seen a lot of fraud cases. What Derek did to you is particularly cruel because he exploited your trust and your love. But I promise you we're going to make sure he pays for it. After they left, Simone sat back in her chair, exhausted. Theodore poured her a glass of water. How are you feeling? Overwhelmed. Angry. But also, Simone searched for the word. Powerful. For the first time, I feel like I have some control over what happens next. You do. You have all the control. Theodore sat down across from her. Now let's talk about the other side of this. The company. Your inheritance. Are you ready to learn? Yes, I think I am. Good. Because starting today, you're not just Simone Carter. You're Simone Blackwell. And the sooner you understand what that means, the better prepared you'll be for everything that's coming. Over the next 3 days, Simone's life transformed in ways she never could have imagined. Theodore had his executive assistant clear his schedule, and he spent every waking hour teaching Simone about Blackwell Global Enterprises. The company was vast. Construction, real estate development, architectural design, property management, and investment portfolios that spanned the globe. Theodore walked her through quarterly reports, introduced her to key executives via video calls, and explained the corporate structure in detail. The board of directors will want to meet you, Theodore said on the third morning. Some of them will be supportive. Others will see you as a threat. A young woman with no business experience suddenly inheriting control of a multi-billion-dollar company. How do I deal with that? By being smarter than they expect. By listening more than you speak. By asking the right questions. Theodore smiled. You're Elizabeth's daughter. You have her mind. You just need to trust it. Between business lessons, Catherine Mills sent daily updates on the case against Derek. The evidence was damning. Derek had opened 7 credit cards in Simone's name, totaling over $80,000 in debt. He'd taken out a personal loan of $50,000 using her information. He'd diverted funds from their joint accounts to secret accounts shared with Candace. And he'd used Simone's excellent credit score to secure a mortgage on a second property, a condo where he and Candace had been living. It's textbook financial abuse, Catherine explained during a video call. He systematically destroyed your credit while building a life with someone else using your resources. Combined with the bigamy, the prosecution is going to have a field day. When do we file? Tomorrow. We're filing criminal charges for bigamy, identity theft, and fraud. We're also filing a civil suit for damages, emotional distress, and financial restitution. The total we're seeking in the civil suit is $2 million. Will I actually get that? Probably not. Derek doesn't have that kind of money. But that's not really the point. The point is to make sure he loses everything the same way he tried to make you lose everything. After the call, Simone sat in the garden trying to process it all. Tomorrow, Derek's world would start crumbling. Tomorrow, he'd realize that the woman he'd dismissed as weak and disposable was actually the daughter of one of the most powerful men in the country. Penny, for your thoughts? Theodore appeared on the garden path, walking slowly. He looked more tired than usual, his skin a bit more pale. Are you okay? You should be resting. I'm fine. I want to spend time with my daughter. He sat down beside her on the bench. What are you thinking about? Derek. About tomorrow. About what happens when he finds out who I really am. Are you worried about his reaction? No. I'm looking forward to it. Simone turned to Theodore. Is that wrong? Should I feel bad about wanting to see him suffer? After what he did to you? No. He deserves to face consequences. But Simone, I want you to promise me something. What? Don't let revenge consume you. Yes, Derek needs to pay for his crimes. Yes, he and Candace need to face justice. But don't let that become your whole life. You have so much more ahead of you. Don't waste it looking backward. I won't. But I need to see this through. I need to know that he can't do this to anyone else. Fair enough. And speaking of moving forward, there's someone I want you to meet. Who? Adrian Cortez. He's a venture capitalist, specializes in tech startups. But more importantly, he's been a friend and advisor to me for years. I've asked him to mentor you as you learn the business. He's brilliant, ethical, and he knows how to navigate the corporate world without losing his soul. When do I meet him? Tonight. Dinner. Here. I thought it would be good for you to start building relationships with people who can help you succeed. That evening, Adrian Cortez arrived promptly at 7. He was in his late 30s with dark hair, warm brown eyes, and an easy smile. He greeted Theodore warmly, then turned to Simone. So you're the famous Simone. Theodore hasn't stopped talking about you since he found you. I hope that's a good thing. It's the best thing. He's been waiting for this moment for years. Adrian handed her a bottle of wine. Welcome to the family business. It's complicated, frustrating, and occasionally rewarding. I promise to be honest with you about all three. Dinner was surprisingly relaxed. Adrian had a gift for making complex business concepts understandable. He talked about market trends, investment strategies, and the importance of maintaining ethical standards even when it would be easier to cut corners. The business world is full of people like your ex-husband, Adrian said bluntly when Theodore mentioned Derek's fraud. People who see relationships as transactions, who use others for personal gain. The key is learning to spot them early and cut them out before they can do damage. How do you spot them? Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. And always verify. Don't take anyone's word for anything when it comes to business or money. Adrian paused. Although I should mention, I've been investigating Derek myself since Theodore told me what happened. You have. I wanted to make sure your lawyers had everything they needed. I found some interesting things. Derek's financial advisor license was actually suspended 6 months ago for ethics violations. He's been practicing without proper credentials. That's another charge to add to the list. Simone felt a grim satisfaction. So he's been lying about that too. Seems like lying is his specialty. But not for much longer. Adrian raised his glass. To justice. And to new beginnings. They toasted and Simone felt something shift. This wasn't just about revenge anymore. It was about building something new. Something better. Something that was entirely hers. After dinner, Adrian stayed to talk business strategy with Theodore while Simone excused herself to make some calls. She'd been avoiding her old life, but there were a few people who deserved to know what was happening. She called Renee first. Hey. I've been dying for updates. What's happening? Tomorrow we file charges against Derek. Criminal and civil. Yes. What's he being charged with? Bigamy. Identity theft. Fraud. Financial abuse. And apparently, practicing as a financial advisor without a license. Oh my God. He's going to prison. Probably. At the very least, his career is over. His reputation is destroyed. And he's going to owe me a lot of money. This is the best news I've heard all year. What about you? How are you doing? I'm good. Better than good. I'm learning about my father's company. Meeting people who can help me. Building a new life. And the billionaire thing? That's still real? Very real. Renee, I have a $75 million trust fund. Silence. Then, I'm sorry, what? 75 million. That's just my personal money. The company is worth billions. Simone, I need you to hear this. You are a billionaire. You are literally the richest person I know. This is insane. I know. I keep waiting to wake up. Don't wake up. This is the life you deserve. After everything Derek put you through, after all the struggling, you deserve this. They talked for another hour, with Renee demanding details about the estate, the clothes, the meeting with Adrian. By the time Simone hung up, she was smiling. The next call was harder. Angela, her co-worker at the administrative firm where she'd worked until last week. Angela, who'd been her closest friend at work, who'd listened to her complain about Derek's long hours and mysterious absences. Simone, where have you been? You haven't been to work all week. Are you okay? I'm okay. Better than okay. But I need to tell you something. I'm not coming back. What? Did something happen with Derek? Derek and I are done. He's been committing fraud and bigamy. He's going to be arrested. Wait, what? Simone explained, leaving out the part about Theodore and the inheritance. She wasn't ready for that to be public yet. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Derek seems so normal. So nice. He was good at pretending. But Angela, I need you to understand. I'm okay. I'm more than okay. I can't explain everything right now, but I'm starting a new job. A better one. I'm going to be fine. Are you sure? Do you need anything? I'm sure. But thank you. For being a good friend. For listening when I needed someone. After Angela, Simone sat on her bed and scrolled through her old contacts. There weren't many people left to call. Derek had systematically isolated her from most of her friends, always with reasonable excuses. They were too negative, too dramatic. They didn't understand their relationship. She'd let him. She'd believed him. And now she saw it for what it was, control. Derek had been controlling her, cutting her off from support systems, making sure she was dependent on him and only him. Never again. Her phone buzzed. A text from Catherine. Everything is ready. We file first thing tomorrow morning. Derek will be served at his office at 9 a.m. Federal marshals will be there. Are you ready? Simone typed back, I'm ready. She wasn't just ready. She was eager. Tomorrow, Derek would learn that the woman he betrayed was not the weak, disposable person he thought she was. Tomorrow, Derek would learn that Simone Blackwell was coming for everything he'd taken from her. And she was going to win. Filing day arrived with crisp autumn sunshine streaming through Simone's windows. She'd barely slept, but adrenaline kept her sharp and focused. Catherine had sent a text at 6. Federal marshals are in position. Everything is go. Simone dressed carefully in a charcoal gray suit from the high-end boutique Margaret had taken her to yesterday. Professional. Powerful. The woman looking back at her in the mirror barely resembled the person who'd walked out of that restaurant humiliated just a week ago. Theodore was already up when she came downstairs, despite the early hour. He looked weaker today, his hands trembling slightly as he poured coffee. You don't have to go to the office, Simone said gently. You should rest. I'm not missing this. Besides, we have the board meeting this afternoon. You need to be introduced properly. He handed her a coffee mug. How are you feeling? Nervous? Excited? Ready? Good. Because today changes everything. At 8:30, Catherine called. It's happening. Derek just arrived at his office. The marshals are moving in now. Simone's heart pounded. She put the call on speaker so Theodore could hear. He's being served. Criminal complaint for bigamy under state law, federal charges for identity theft and wire fraud. Civil suit for $2 million in damages. Catherine paused. He's reading the documents. He looks shocked. Now he's arguing with the marshals. They're explaining he needs to come downtown for processing. Is he being arrested right now? Not yet. He can turn himself in or they'll take him. He's choosing to turn himself in tonight. Probably wants time to call a lawyer. Catherine's voice held satisfaction. Simone, his co-workers are watching all of this. Someone's filming on their phone. This is going to be everywhere by noon. What about Candace? She's being served right now at her real estate office. Same charges, conspiracy to commit fraud plus aiding and abetting bigamy. Simone felt no sympathy. Only a cold, clean sense of justice. There's more, Catherine continued. I'm sending you screenshots. Candace is posting on social media right now. She's claiming you're lying, that you're Derek's crazy ex-girlfriend who won't accept the relationship is over. Simone's phone buzzed. She opened the screenshots. Candace had posted several times in the last 10 minutes, each post more desperate than the last. This is harassment. Derek's ex-wife can't handle that he's moved on with me. She's making up lies to get him back. Derek and I are legally married. Simone needs professional help. To everyone saying I'm a homewrecker. Derek and Simone were divorced before we met. This is all a misunderstanding. Should I respond? Simone asked. Absolutely not. Let the evidence speak for itself. By the end of the day, everyone will know she's lying. Let her dig her own grave. Catherine's tone was almost gleeful. Oh, this is perfect. She just posted a photo of her and Derek's wedding. Someone in the comments just pointed out it's dated 6 months ago. And someone else just linked to your marriage license from 5 years ago. The public records are right there for anyone to see. So it's already unraveling. Like a cheap sweater. Simone, Derek's lawyer just showed up. Good luck to whoever that is. No lawyer wants this case. The evidence is ironclad. After Catherine hung up, Simone sat back. It was done. The wheels of justice were turning. Derek's world was collapsing. How do you feel? Theodore asked. Like I can breathe for the first time in years. Good. Now let's go to the office. You have a company to learn about. Blackwell Global Enterprises occupied 15 floors of a gleaming downtown tower. Simone rode up in the private executive elevator with Theodore, watching the city shrink below them. When the doors opened, they stepped into a lobby that screamed quiet wealth and power. Theodore's assistant, Patricia, a competent woman in her 50s, greeted them warmly. Mr. Blackwell. And Ms. Blackwell. It's wonderful to finally meet you officially. Please call me Simone. Of course. Everyone is ready for the board meeting at 2. I've prepared briefing materials for you. Patricia handed Simone a tablet. These are profiles on each board member. Their backgrounds, their areas of expertise, and Theodore's notes on their personalities and likely reactions to your introduction. Simone scrolled through. 12 board members. 8 men, 4 women. Ages ranging from 45 to 72. Impressive credentials. And according to Theodore's notes, at least 3 who would actively oppose her taking over the company. They're going to test you, Theodore said as they walked to his office. They're going to ask difficult questions, try to find weaknesses, assess whether you're capable of leading. And if they decide I'm not? They don't get to decide. I control the majority of shares. But it's better if you win them over. You'll need their expertise and support. Theodore's office was massive, with a view that seemed to encompass the entire city. Simone walked to the windows, looking out at the world that was about to become hers. Your mother stood in this exact spot, Theodore said quietly, when we were designing this building. She said a CEO's office should remind them that they serve something larger than themselves. That every decision they make affects thousands of lives. Did she know how profound she was? Always. Elizabeth saw the world clearly. She understood that with power comes responsibility. He moved to stand beside her. That's what I want you to understand, Simone. This isn't just about money or revenge or proving Derek wrong. This is about what you're going to build with the resources you now have. What kind of leader you're going to be. I don't know if I can be the leader you want me to be. You can. You just need to learn. And trust yourself. Theodore checked his watch. The board meeting is in 4 hours. Let's use that time. I want to walk you through the company's current projects, our challenges, our opportunities. And I want you to ask questions. Any questions. No matter how basic they seem. They spent the next several hours diving deep into Blackwell Global's operations. Theodore explained everything. The construction division that was building a sustainable housing development in Phoenix, the real estate division managing commercial properties across 20 cities, the investment arm that funded innovative startups, and the architectural firm that still operated under Elizabeth's original design philosophy. We're profitable, Theodore said. Very profitable. But profit isn't everything. Your mother taught me that. She wanted the company to matter, to make a difference. So we've established parameters. We don't build in environmentally sensitive areas, we pay workers above market rates, we invest in communities we develop in. Doesn't that cut into profits? In the short term, yes. In the long term, it builds loyalty, attracts talent, and creates sustainable growth. Plus, it's the right thing to do. Adrian arrived at noon with lunch and more advice. The board is going to focus on your inexperience. Don't let them bully you. Acknowledge what you don't know, but make it clear you're committed to learning. And remember, you don't have to have all the answers. That's what advisors are for. What if they try to push me out? They can't. Theodore controls the shares. But they can make your life difficult if they decide to be obstructive. So win over the ones you can, manage the ones you can't, and always be 3 steps ahead of everyone. At 2 o'clock, Simone walked into the boardroom with Theodore at her side. 12 faces turned toward her, expressions ranging from curious to skeptical to openly hostile. Theodore moved to the head of the table. Thank you all for coming on short notice. As you know, my health is declining. I don't have much time left. And I wanted to introduce you to my daughter and my successor as CEO of Blackwell Global Enterprises. This is Simone Blackwell. The room erupted. Questions flew from all directions. Daughter? Since when do you have a daughter? She has no experience. How can she possibly run this company? Theodore, this is insane. The board should have been consulted. Theodore raised his hand and the room quieted. I don't need the board's permission to name my successor. I control 60% of the shares. But I am asking for your cooperation and support. Simone is brilliant, capable, and she has the vision and values this company needs to move forward. An older man, Richard Sterling according to the briefing materials, leaned forward. With all due respect, having vision and values isn't the same as having business acumen. How much does Ms. Blackwell know about construction? Real estate? Corporate finance? I know I have a lot to learn, Simone said clearly. I won't pretend otherwise. But I'm committed to learning. And I have access to the best advisors in the industry, starting with everyone in this room. That's not enough, another board member, Jennifer Brooks, said sharply. This company is worth billions. We have thousands of employees, projects around the world. You can't learn on the job. Why not? Everyone does. Simone met Jennifer's eyes steadily. Every CEO starts somewhere. Yes, most have more traditional paths. But I have something they don't have. I have Theodore's complete trust and his decades of knowledge. And I have motivation. This company carries my mother's legacy. I'm not going to let it fail. Your mother? Richard looked confused. Theodore pulled up a photo on the screen. Elizabeth Chin standing in front of a building model. Elizabeth Chin. My daughter's mother. One of the finest architects of her generation. She died giving birth to Simone. Her design philosophy is embedded in every project we've undertaken for the past 30 years. The room went quiet. Several board members exchanged looks. I remember Elizabeth, an older woman, Patricia Chin, no relation, said softly. She was brilliant, uncompromising. If Simone is her daughter, she has good genes. Genes aren't enough, Jennifer insisted. We need guarantees, a transition plan, oversight. You'll have all of that, Theodore said. I'm not dying tomorrow. I have months, maybe more if I'm lucky. Simone will shadow me every day. She'll attend every meeting, participate in every major decision, learn from the ground up. And when I'm gone, she'll have the full support of our executive team. And if she fails? Richard asked bluntly. Then the board can vote to replace her. But I don't think that's going to happen. Theodore looked at Simone. Why don't you tell them about your morning? Simone understood. He wanted her to show strength. To demonstrate that she could handle difficult situations. This morning, Simone said, I filed criminal charges against my ex-husband for bigamy, identity theft, and fraud. He spent years manipulating me, stealing from me, destroying my credit while living a double life with another woman. He thought I was weak, disposable. He was wrong. She had their attention now. Every eye in the room was fixed on her. I learned something from that experience. I learned that the worst thing you can do is underestimate someone. My ex-husband did that and it's going to cost him everything. I'm hoping this board won't make the same mistake. The room was silent. Then Patricia Chin started clapping. Slowly others joined in. Well said, Patricia told her. Welcome to Blackwell Global, Ms. Blackwell. I look forward to working with you. Not everyone was convinced. Richard and Jennifer still looked skeptical. But several board members seemed intrigued. And that was a start. After the meeting, Adrian pulled Simone aside. That was impressive. You held your ground. I was terrified. Didn't show. You came across as confident and competent. That's half the battle. Adrian smiled. For what it's worth, I think you're going to do great things with this company. You barely know me. I know enough. Theodore talks about you constantly. And I saw how you handled that boardroom. You've got steel in you. You're going to need it for what's coming. What do you mean? Derek's arrest is going to be news. When people connect you to Theodore, to Blackwell Global, it's going to be huge news. You need to be ready for media attention. Probably a lot of it. Simone hadn't thought about that. How do I prepare? Media training, PR strategy, and keeping your head down until the story has played out. Adrian handed her his card. Call me if you need anything. I mean that. That evening, Simone and Theodore sat in his office as the sun set over the city. Simone was exhausted, overwhelmed, but also exhilarated. You did well today, Theodore said. With the board. With everything. I just said what I felt. That's exactly what you should do. Don't try to be someone you're not. Be honest. Be authentic. People respect that. Theodore coughed and Simone saw him wince with pain. You should rest. I will. But first I want to say something. These past few days with you, getting to know you, teaching you, it's been the happiest time of my life. Even with everything that's happening with Derek, even knowing I'm dying, I'm grateful. Because I got to be your father, even if it's only for a short while. Simone felt tears burning behind her eyes. Don't talk like that. You're going to be around for a long time. We both know that's not true. But it's okay. I've lived a full life. And now I know you're going to be okay. More than okay. You're going to be extraordinary. They sat together in the fading light, father and daughter, making up for lost time while knowing it would never be enough. The news broke at 6 in the morning. Simone woke to her phone exploding with notifications. She grabbed it, scrolling through a flood of messages, all linking to the same headline. Local financial advisor charged with bigamy and fraud. The article was detailed and damning. It outlined Derek's crimes, included court documents, and featured a statement from the prosecutor's office about the egregious nature of the defendant's systematic deception and financial abuse. By 7, Derek's name was trending on social media. Someone had leaked the video of him being served at his office, and it was everywhere. Derek's shocked face. His arguments with the marshals. His humiliation playing out in real time. Renee called immediately. Turn on the news. Channel 7. Simone found the remote and flipped to the local news. There was Derek's photo, professional headshot from his firm's website, next to mugshot-style graphics as the anchor detailed his charges. Patterson, 34, is accused of marrying a second woman while still legally married to his first wife. Prosecutors say he used his first wife's identity to commit fraud, racking up over $100,000 in debt under her name while living with his second wife. If convicted, he faces up to 15 years in prison. This is beautiful, Renee said. Everyone knows the truth now. Have you seen Candace's social media? Oh honey, it's gone. She deleted everything. Her real estate firm fired her this morning. It's all over their Facebook page. They're claiming they had no idea she was involved in fraud and they don't tolerate unethical behavior from their agents. Simone felt a grim satisfaction. Candace had posted just yesterday about how in love she was, how perfect her life was. Now it was all crumbling. There's more, Renee continued. People who know Candace are coming forward. Turns out this isn't her first time being a mistress. There's a woman posting about how Candace had an affair with her husband 3 years ago. Another woman saying Candace specifically targets married men because they try harder. So she's a serial homewrecker. Exactly. And now everyone knows it. Her reputation is destroyed. Her career is over. And she's facing criminal charges. I'd feel bad for her if she wasn't such a terrible person. After hanging up with Renee, Simone scrolled through social media. The story had taken on a life of its own. People were dissecting Derek's and Candace's social media histories, finding more lies, more evidence of deception. Derek's high school friends were posting about how he'd always been a manipulator. Candace's former co-workers were sharing stories about her unethical behavior. The court of public opinion had reached its verdict. Guilty on all counts. Catherine called at 9. Have you seen the news? All of it. Good. Because we need to talk about next steps. Derek's lawyer called me this morning. He wants to negotiate a plea deal. Already? The evidence is overwhelming. Derek knows he's going to lose if this goes to trial. So he's trying to minimize the damage. Catherine's voice was all business. The offer is this. Derek pleads guilty to the bigamy charge and 1 count of identity theft. In exchange, the prosecutor drops the wire fraud charges. He'd be looking at probably 3 to 5 years instead of 10 to 15. What about Candace? Separate negotiation. But her lawyer is also talking deals. She's claiming she didn't know about the fraud, that Derek told her he was divorced. But we have evidence she knew. We have circumstantial evidence. Text messages that suggest she knew. But nothing definitive. The prosecutor thinks they can make the aiding and abetting charge stick, but it's not guaranteed. Catherine paused. Here's what I think. Let Derek plead guilty. Get him on record admitting what he did. That strengthens our civil case. As for Candace, let the prosecutor decide how hard to push. Either way, her career is destroyed, her reputation is ruined, and she's facing serious legal consequences. What about the money? The civil suit? That's where we need to focus. Derek's going to prison. But before he does, we need to seize every asset we can. His savings, his car, his half of the properties he bought with Candace. Everything. Can we do that? Already doing it? I filed for emergency asset freezing this morning. Derek can't sell anything, can't transfer money, can't hide assets. And we're going after Candace too. Any property or money she received that came from the fraud, we're taking it back. Simone felt a surge of vindication. So they're going to lose everything. Everything. The condo they bought together? We're forcing a sale and you're getting half the proceeds plus damages. The cars Derek bought with your credit? Sees, the credit card debt he racked up in your name? The judge is ordering it nullified and Derek has to pay the balance. Plus emotional distress damages, court costs, and punitive damages. How much are we talking about? In terms of what you'll actually collect? Probably around $500,000 once we sell assets and garnish Derek's wages for the next decade. It's not the $2 million we asked for, but it's substantial. And more importantly, it's everything Derek has. $500,000. A year ago, that would have seemed like an impossible sum. Now, with $75 million sitting in her personal account, it felt almost insignificant. But that wasn't the point. I don't care about the money, Simone said. I want him to have nothing. I want him to feel what he made me feel. He will. Trust me, he will. The hearing was scheduled for the following week. Derek would appear before a judge to enter his plea and face the initial consequences of his actions. Catherine wanted Simone there. You don't have to testify or say anything. But I want the judge to see you. To understand that you're real, that you were harmed, that this isn't just paperwork. Your presence matters. Simone agreed. She wanted to be there. She wanted to look Derek in the eyes and let him see that she'd survived. That she'd won. The media attention intensified over the next few days. Reporters started digging into Simone's background, and inevitably, they discovered her connection to Theodore Blackwell. The headlines shifted, "Bigamy victim is secret billionaire heiress." Simone's phone rang constantly. Reporters requesting interviews. Old acquaintances suddenly wanting to reconnect. People she'd never met claiming to be long-lost friends or family. Theodore's PR team went into overdrive, issuing a brief statement. Simone Blackwell is Theodore Blackwell's daughter and will be joining Blackwell Global Enterprises in a leadership capacity. She asks for privacy as she pursues legal action against those who have wronged her. Short. Professional. Giving away nothing. But the speculation was everywhere. News articles analyzed Simone's transformation from struggling administrative assistant to billionaire CEO. Business reporters discussed what her leadership might mean for Blackwell Global. And social media was obsessed with the story's dramatic arc. This is like a movie, one viral post read. Husband cheats on wife with another woman. Wife discovers she's secretly a billionaire. Husband goes to prison. Wife becomes CEO of major corporation. Someone needs to option this for Netflix. Renee sent Simone dozens of screenshots. You're famous? Like actually famous. There are memes about you. The most popular meme was a split screen. Simone's old driver's license photo showing her tired and worn down, next to a recent photo snapped by paparazzi as she left Blackwell Global's headquarters, looking polished and powerful in a designer suit. The caption, "The glow-up is real." Simone didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Her life had become entertainment for millions of strangers. "This is insane," she told Theodore that evening. "I can't go anywhere without someone recognizing me. It'll die down eventually. The news cycle moves fast. But for now, use it." Theodore was lying on the couch in his home office, too weak to sit at his desk. Use the attention to control your narrative. Do one interview with someone you trust and tell your story your way. Then refuse all others. Who would I interview with? Patricia Chin from the board. She has a podcast about women in business. It's respected, professional. You could talk about your mother's legacy, about your plans for the company, about overcoming adversity. Make it about your future, not Derek's crimes. That's actually a good idea. I have them occasionally. Theodore smiled weakly. Simone, I want you to prepare yourself. The hearing next week, it's going to be hard. Seeing Derek, hearing him plead guilty, watching him face consequences, it might bring up feelings you weren't expecting. Like what? Sadness? Grief? Maybe even misplaced sympathy. You spent 7 years with him. Part of you probably still remembers the good times, the person you thought he was. It's okay to mourn that loss while also being glad he's facing justice. I don't think I'll feel sympathy. Maybe not. But if you do, don't feel guilty about it. You're allowed to have complicated feelings. That's what makes you human. Theodore reached for her hand. And Simone, I'm proud of you. For how you've handled all of this. For your strength. Your mother would be proud too. Simone squeezed his hand gently, careful of how fragile he felt. Thank you for finding me. For giving me all of this. Thank you for letting me be your father. Even if it was only for a little while. The courtroom was smaller than Simone expected. She sat in the front row with Catherine and Theodore, who'd insisted on coming despite his obvious weakness. Across the aisle, Derek sat with his attorney, refusing to look in their direction. He looked terrible. His suit was wrinkled, his hair unkempt, and there were dark circles under his eyes. This was a different Derek from the confident man who'd introduced Candace as his wife. This Derek looked defeated. Candace was at a separate hearing. Her case was proceeding independently, though Catherine assured Simone that the outcome would be similar. Guilty pleas, financial consequences, and ruined reputations. The judge entered and everyone stood. Judge Martha Williams was a stern-looking woman in her 60s with sharp eyes that missed nothing. Mr. Patterson, she said after reviewing the documents, you're here to enter a plea on the charges of bigamy and identity theft. How do you plead? Derek stood. His voice was barely audible. Guilty, Your Honor. Speak up, Mr. Patterson. Guilty, Derek repeated louder this time. And you understand that by pleading guilty, you are admitting to these crimes and accepting the consequences? Yes, Your Honor. Judge Williams looked at the prosecutor. Sentencing recommendations? The state recommends 3 to 5 years for the bigamy charge, to run consecutively with 2 to 3 years for identity theft. Additionally, we're recommending full financial restitution to the victim, Ms. Simone Blackwell, in the amount of $500,000, plus court costs and fees. Does the defense have anything to say? Derek's lawyer stood. Your Honor, my client deeply regrets his actions. He's a first-time offender who made serious mistakes in judgment. We're asking for leniency, perhaps probation with community service, and a structured payment plan for restitution. Judge Williams's expression didn't change. Does the victim wish to make a statement? Catherine stood. Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Blackwell would like to address the court. Simone stood on shaking legs. She'd prepared remarks, rehearsed them with Catherine, but now, standing in front of the judge with Derek just feet away, the words felt inadequate. Your Honor, she began, her voice steadier than she felt. Derek Patterson spent 7 years manipulating me. He made me believe I was loved while systematically destroying my financial life. He stole my identity, ruined my credit, and built a secret life with another woman using resources that belonged to both of us. But worse than any of that, he made me feel worthless. He made me believe I was nothing without him. She finally looked at Derek. He was staring at the table, jaw clenched. I came to court today not because I want revenge, but because I want accountability. I want Derek to understand that actions have consequences. That you can't destroy someone's life and walk away unscathed. Simone turned back to the judge. I also want to make sure he can never do this to anyone else. The next woman he dates deserves to know who she's dealing with. The next person who trusts him deserves to be protected. Thank you, Ms. Blackwell. Judge Williams made notes. Mr. Patterson, do you have anything to say? Derek stood slowly. Your Honor, I made mistakes. I know that. I hurt Simone and I regret it. I was in over my head financially, made bad decisions, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. You're sorry you got caught, the judge said flatly. Mr. Patterson, I've reviewed this case thoroughly. The premeditation, the systematic nature of the fraud, the callousness with which you treated your legal wife while building a life with someone else, it's appalling. This wasn't a mistake. This was a calculated, long-term scheme to benefit yourself at Ms. Blackwell's expense. Derek's lawyer started to speak, but the judge held up a hand. I've made my decision. Mr. Patterson, you are sentenced to 4 years in state prison for bigamy and 3 years for identity theft, to be served consecutively. 7 years total. You will also pay full restitution to Ms. Blackwell in the amount of $500,000, with payment to begin immediately through asset liquidation and continuing through wage garnishment upon your release. Additionally, you will be required to attend financial responsibility classes and will be on probation for 5 years following your release. 7 years. Derek's face went white. His lawyer whispered urgently in his ear. Your Honor, the lawyer said, We'd like to request that the sentences be served concurrently, not consecutively. Request denied. Mr. Patterson committed 2 separate crimes. He'll serve time for both. Judge Williams looked at Derek. You destroyed your wife's financial life while claiming to love her. You lied to everyone around you. You showed no remorse until you were caught. This sentence reflects the severity and deliberate nature of your crimes. When do I report? Derek asked quietly. You have 2 weeks to get your affairs in order. After that, you'll report to the county facility for processing and transfer to state prison. The judge banged her gavel. This court is adjourned. Derek was led away by the bailiff. He didn't look at Simone as he left, but she saw his shoulders shaking. He was crying. Simone felt no satisfaction in his tears. No victory in his breakdown. She just felt empty. Outside the courtroom, reporters swarmed. Catherine and Theodore's security team created a path to the car, but questions were shouted from all directions. How do you feel about the sentence? Are you satisfied with the outcome? What's next for you? Simone kept her head down and said nothing until they were safely in the car. 7 years, she said finally. He's going to prison for 7 years. He earned every day of it, Catherine said firmly. And honestly, he got off light. Federal wire fraud charges would have added another decade. I know. I thought I'd feel different. Happier. More satisfied. Theodore put his arm around her shoulders. Justice doesn't always feel the way we expect it to. Derek's going to prison. His life is ruined. But that doesn't erase what he did to you. It doesn't give you back the years he stole. So what do I do now? You move forward. You build the life you deserve. You become the person you were always meant to be. Theodore coughed and Simone saw him wince with pain. We need to get you home. You're exhausted. I'm fine. You're not fine. You shouldn't have come today. Yes, I should have. You needed support. And I wanted to be there. Theodore smiled weakly. That's what fathers do. Back at the estate, Theodore went straight to bed. The doctor had been called, Margaret informed Simone. Theodore's condition was deteriorating faster than expected. He might only have weeks left, not months. Simone sat in the garden trying to process everything. Derek was going to prison. Candace's hearing was next week, and based on what Catherine said, she'd face similar consequences. The fraud charges would stick. The civil judgments would destroy whatever was left of their finances. Justice had been served. So why did Simone feel so hollow? Her phone rang. Adrian. Hey, I saw the news. Are you okay? I don't know. I should be happy. Derek's going to prison. I won. But I just feel tired. That's normal. You've been running on adrenaline for weeks. Now that the crisis is over, you're coming down. Adrian paused. Do you want company? I can come by if you need someone to talk to. That would be nice, actually. Adrian arrived an hour later with Thai food and a bottle of wine. They sat in the garden as the sun set, eating and talking about everything except Derek and the trial. Tell me about your work, Simone said. About the startups you invest in. Adrian's eyes lit up. Right now, I'm most excited about a company developing affordable solar panels for low-income housing. The technology is impressive, but more than that, the mission matters. They want to make sustainable energy accessible to everyone, not just people who can afford expensive installations. That sounds like something my mother would have supported. Practical solutions that help people. Exactly. That's the kind of work I gravitate toward. Yes, I want profitable investments, but I also want investments that matter. He refilled her wine glass. What about you? What do you want to do with Blackwell Global? I don't know yet. I'm still learning. But I think I want to continue what Theodore and my mother started. Building things that matter. Creating spaces where people can thrive. That's a good mission. Adrian smiled. You know, when Theodore first told me about you, I was skeptical. Not because of anything you'd done, but because I've seen a lot of people inherit wealth and power and completely waste it. But talking to you now, seeing how you've handled everything with Derek, the way you're approaching the company, I think you're going to be great at this. You don't even know me. I'm getting to know you. And I like what I see. Adrian met her eyes. Is that okay? To say that? Simone felt something flutter in her chest. Yeah, that's okay. They talked until the stars came out. About business and life and what it meant to start over. For the first time since the restaurant incident, Simone felt like herself again. Not Derek's victim. Not Theodore's long-lost daughter. Just Simone talking to someone who saw her as a person, not a headline or an heiress. When Adrian left, he paused at the door. This is probably terrible timing, but I'd like to take you to dinner sometime. A real date, not just business or emergency emotional support. I'd like that. Good. When things settle down, when you're ready, let me know. After he left, Simone checked on Theodore. He was sleeping, his breathing shallow and labored. The doctor had left medication and instructions. It wouldn't be long now. Simone sat beside his bed, holding his hand. Thank you, she whispered. For everything. For finding me. For fighting for me. For being my father. Theodore's eyes fluttered open. Simone. I'm here. The trial? It's over. Derek's going to prison for 7 years. We won. Good. Theodore's grip tightened slightly. I'm proud of you. So proud. Rest now. We can talk in the morning. No. Need to tell you. Theodore struggled to sit up and Simone helped him. The company. You're ready. Believe in yourself. Trust your instincts. You have everything you need. I'm not ready. I still have so much to learn. You'll learn. But you're ready for this. Promise me you'll try. Promise me you won't give up. I promise. Theodore relaxed back against the pillows. Your mother would love you. So much. I wish I could have known her. She's in you. Her strength. Her vision. Her heart. Theodore's eyes closed. You're going to do great things, Simone. I know it. Rest now. Save your strength. But even as she said it, Simone knew. Theodore's time was running out. The doctor had been right. They had weeks, maybe only days. She stayed with him through the night, holding his hand, making sure he wasn't alone. And when morning came, she was still there, ready to face whatever came next. 6 months later, Simone stood in Theodore's old office, which was now hers, looking out at the city. Spring had arrived, bringing new growth and fresh possibilities. Below, construction crews were working on Blackwell Global's newest project. A mixed-use development that combined affordable housing with community spaces, exactly the kind of project Elizabeth Chen would have championed. Theodore had passed away quietly 2 months after Derek's sentencing. He'd held on long enough to see Simone officially take the reins of the company, long enough to know she'd be okay. At his funeral, business leaders and competitors alike had spoken of his integrity, his vision, and his pride in his daughter. He talked about you constantly those last few months, Patricia Chin from the board had told Simone. You gave him purpose. You gave him joy. That's a gift. Simone had grieved, was still grieving, but she'd also thrown herself into work. Learning the business. Making decisions. Earning the respect of the board and the executive team. Richard Sterling, the board member who'd been most skeptical, had become one of her strongest supporters. You proved me wrong, he told her after she successfully navigated a complex negotiation with a difficult client. You're tougher than I gave you credit for. Theodore chose well. The company was thriving under her leadership. They'd landed 3 major contracts in the last quarter. Employee satisfaction scores were up. And Simone had implemented new policies around work-life balance and parental leave that were already attracting top talent. But more than the business success, Simone had started the Elizabeth Chen Foundation. Using a portion of her personal wealth, the foundation provided legal aid, financial counseling, and housing assistance to women escaping abusive or fraudulent relationships. It was her way of turning her pain into something meaningful. You're helping women like you, Renee had said when Simone showed her the foundation's plans. Women who think they're trapped, who don't know they have options. That's incredible. The foundation had helped 43 women in its first 3 months. Women who discovered financial fraud. Women facing bigamy. Women systematically isolated and controlled. Each one got access to lawyers, accountants, and therapists. Each one got support to rebuild their lives. Simone thought Derek would hate knowing that his crimes had led to something positive. That his betrayal had become the seed for an organization helping others. Speaking of Derek, he was currently serving his sentence in a state facility 2 hours north. Simone had received 2 letters from him, both begging for forgiveness, both claiming he'd changed. She'd thrown them away without responding. He didn't deserve her forgiveness. He didn't deserve anything from her. Candace had received 3 years for her role in the fraud. She'd been released early for good behavior and had apparently moved to another state, trying to rebuild under a different name. The internet had other plans. Someone had created a website documenting her history of affairs and fraud. Her new identity had been exposed within weeks. Some people online thought it was too harsh. Simone thought it was justice. A knock on her office door pulled Simone from her thoughts. Come in. Adrian entered with coffee and a smile. They'd been officially dating for 3 months now, taking things slow but steady. He understood her need to focus on work, to process her grief over Theodore, to find her footing in her new life. And he never pushed, never demanded more than she was ready to give. "Board meeting in an hour," he reminded her. "Ready for the quarterly report presentation?" "As ready as I'll ever be. The numbers are good. We're exceeding projections across all divisions. Because you're doing a great job. They're going to see that." Adrian set the coffee on her desk and leaned against it. "How are you feeling about everything?" "Really?" "Overwhelmed. Excited. Scared. Grateful." Simone smiled. "All of it at once. That sounds about right for someone who's gone from administrative assistant to billionaire CEO in 6 months. When you say it like that, it sounds insane." "It is insane. But you're handling it. You're not just surviving, Simone. You're thriving. Some days it doesn't feel like thriving. Some days I still can't believe any of this is real." "It's real. And you earned it. Not the inheritance maybe, but everything you've done since? That's all you." Adrian moved closer, taking her hands. "You took the worst thing that ever happened to you and transformed it into something powerful. That's not luck. That's strength. I had help. Theodore. Yeah. The legal team. I didn't do this alone. No one does anything alone. But you're the one who made the choices. You're the one who stood up and decided to fight back instead of letting Derek destroy you." A text message interrupted them. "Catherine Mills, Candace violated her parole. She's being sent back to finish her full sentence plus additional time for the violation." Simone showed Adrian the message. She couldn't help herself. She was involved in another fraud scheme, pretending to be a real estate agent when her license was permanently revoked. Some people never learn. Adrian shook his head. "But that's not your problem anymore. You moved on. You built something better." He was right. Derek and Candace were footnotes in her story now. Important because they'd led her here, but no longer defining her present or her future. The board meeting went well. Simone presented the quarterly results with confidence, fielded questions competently, and even made a joke that got genuine laughs. When she proposed expanding the Elizabeth Chen Foundation and the board unanimously approved additional funding, she felt Theodore's presence as if he were sitting beside her, proud. After the meeting, Jennifer Brooks, the board member who'd been most hostile at first, pulled Simone aside. "I owe you an apology," Jennifer said. "I didn't think you could do this. I thought Theodore was making an emotional decision that would hurt the company. I was wrong. You were protecting the company. I understand that. Maybe. But I should have given you more credit. You've exceeded every expectation." Theodore knew what he was doing. Jennifer smiled. "Your mother would be proud. I met her once years ago. She was brilliant and uncompromising. I see her in you." That evening, Simone stood on her private balcony at the estate, the same balcony where Theodore had stood countless times. The garden below was in full bloom, exactly as Elizabeth had designed it. Somewhere in the city, construction crews were building structures that would serve communities for decades. And across the country, women were getting help through the foundation, breaking free from abusive situations, reclaiming their lives. Her phone rang. "Renee. Hey, superstar CEO. How was the board meeting?" "Good. Really good. They approved the foundation expansion." "That's amazing. How many women will you be able to help?" "We're projecting about 200 in the first year. With housing assistance, legal fees, job training, everything they need to start over." "Simone, that's incredible. You're literally changing lives." "I'm trying. That's all I can do. It's more than enough. You went from having nothing, being married to a fraud, thinking your life was falling apart, to this. You're an inspiration." "I don't feel like an inspiration. I feel like I got lucky." "Luck is what you make of it. You could have taken the money and done nothing. You could have let Derek's betrayal make you bitter and closed off. But you didn't. You chose to grow, to help others, to build something meaningful. That's not luck. That's character." After hanging up, Simone walked through the house, trailing her fingers along surfaces her mother had designed, through spaces Theodore had filled with love and hope. This was her home now, her legacy, her responsibility. But more than that, it was her future. A text from Adrian. "Dinner tomorrow? There's a new Italian place I want to try." Simone smiled and typed back, "It's a date." There was still grief. She missed Theodore every day, mourned the father she'd only just found. There was still anger when she thought about Derek's betrayal, about the years he'd stolen from her. There was still uncertainty about whether she could really do this, run a billion-dollar company, honor her parents' legacy, make a difference. But there was also hope. Real, genuine hope for the first time in longer than she could remember. She thought about the women the foundation was helping. Women who were where she'd been 6 months ago, broken, betrayed, believing they had nothing. Now they'd have resources, support, a fighting chance. She thought about the buildings Blackwell Global was constructing. Spaces designed with empathy and vision, just as Elizabeth Chen had always insisted. Affordable housing that would give families stability. Community centers that would bring people together. Parks and green spaces that would let children play safely. She thought about Theodore's final words, "You're ready. Believe in yourself." Maybe she was ready. Or maybe she'd figure it out as she went. Either way, she wasn't alone anymore. She had Adrian, Renee, the executive team, the board members who'd become allies, and the memory of 2 parents who'd loved her even when they couldn't be together. Simone pulled out her phone and opened her photos. She'd scanned the picture of Elizabeth that Theodore had given her. Her mother, smiling in front of a building model, vibrant and alive and brilliant. "I hope I'm making you proud," Simone whispered to the image. "Both of you." The city lights twinkled in the distance. Tomorrow there would be meetings and decisions and challenges. There would be difficult negotiations and complex problems. There would be people trying to take advantage of her youth and inexperience. But Simone Blackwell was ready for all of it. She'd survived betrayal. She'd found her family. She'd claimed her inheritance and learned to wield the power that came with it. She transformed her pain into purpose.